attacker victim. What was your view? What were you saying about Fefails before?
My view is they both put themselves in this predicament. And everyone that esteems this whole baddie aesthetic, this whole baddie lifestyle, this whole look and ideology behind it, are all a part of this as well. All of you females promote this behavior, and the attacker and victim put themselves in that predicament. How I see it is, these are the choices that you make in life.
And you feel like because of this specific aesthetic, that's why they ended up in that situation?
It's not just about the aesthetic, it's about the lifestyle and the mindset, and that's what put them in this predicament. So it's very hard for me to feel sorry for any of these females.
Love you, Issa. Well, I understand what you're saying, but I think from what I understand, the police report said that what's her name, Riel, she was under the the influence of something, and she was behind the car. That's one of the main reasons that there's a lot of fatalities and a lot of accidents that happen in the UK. So I wouldn't say it's to do with the lifestyle. I would say it was just another drunk driving accident. Why
That's
do you
not
have to,
true,
like...
because there's literally videos of them fighting before that. This is way before even a drunk driving. They were clearly fighting. They clearly were out doing what community boxes do best, being 304s. This is more than just jumping in a car and being influenced by by a drink. It's all over the internet. They're fighting. It's more than that.
Yeah, no, I saw, love you, Issa. I saw that there was like an altercation before, but like I don't see how it links to their lifestyle, because loads of people, when they come out of the club on a Friday or a Saturday or whatever day it is, end up in scraps. They end up fighting. I mean, it's more prominent, I would say, if anything, within the white society versus
YT.
the YT society than it is within our society. 100%. I don't see how now you can
we're
turn
not
this
talking
into
about
an issue
it has
within our
nothing to do
community.
it has nothing to do with racism. This has nothing to do with racism. This is about two community boxes who clearly are degenerate.
How do you
That's
know
what
that
it's
they're
about.
boxers,
It's
though? They
about
might be
degeneracy.
virgins.
Are you serious?
Well, have you been there when they lost their virginity? Like, how do you know?
One of them is literally an escort and sells her nyash. What are you talking about?
Well, how do you know the other one's not a virgin?
So someone that shows their butt all over the internet somehow is now a pure abstinent woman?
Looks can be deceiving.
It's not about looks. They both have BBLs. They both show their nyash all over the internet. You go on their Instagram, you can practically see them naked.
Well, I just feel like what a woman does in her private time and what she chooses to like have in between her legs is her business. I don't feel
It's
like
her business, and guess what? It's going to leave a lot of you females unalived. It is what it is. You can do whatever you want with your box. Hey, no one's stopping you. I'm just sitting and watching and saying these are the consequences that you females are dealing with.
Yeah, but from what I understand, were they fighting over a man, or were they just fighting over girly issues? Like, if they were
Word in the street is it's over a man. And when you take a look at the video, you hear a very short sentence of "you effed my."
Oh, okay.
So how I see it is, they had this coming. This was always going to happen. And it's only going to get worse, because this is what you females are talented at doing.
You say Fefails as if you're not one. Do you class yourself as something different?
I don't care what you can classify me as whatever you want. I don't talk about me. I talk about the topic at hand.
Oh, well, no, I feel like it's a tragic thing that's happened, and I don't like the narrative that you're going with, trying to blame these two. I mean, yeah, they probably had their ways, but like, damn, you've got someone facing a case and someone who's like fighting for her life. How are you going to turn that into a bashing session against them?
Because all of this is degeneracy. That's why. See, they chose to live a certain type of lifestyle. They chose to have a certain type of mentality, and this is what comes with it. Not every single woman is fighting another woman and getting ran over by a car. Now, I understand violence happens, but it happens for a reason. Now, this wasn't random.
You can't be justifying violence. Like that doesn't make any sense. Violence.
I'm not justifying it. I'm saying choices. This is what choices leads to. Things
yeah,
don't
but then you
see.
can say that
Things
about
don't
someone
happen.
getting into a car not wearing a seatbelt, then they deserve to be like, you know, like.
Well, she
that's
chose.
crazy.
Okay, the reality is, right, the victim chose to put herself in that environment. Okay, she chose to be degenerate and put herself in a degenerate environment, and the attacker clearly is part of that world as well. If you choose to be in the underbelly of society, then guess what, you are going to get closer and closer to the worst predicaments that are going to happen.
I don't fully agree with that statement, because I feel like there could be people walking, minding their business, coming home from work, gym, picking up their kids, and end up in a situation.
Well, that's not what happened.
With the same consequences.
But that's not what happened, though.
But
This is not what happened.
How many hit and runs
but
are
we're
in the
talking
UK?
about we're talking about this, though. That's not what happened. What happened is you have two community boxes fighting over a man that was never even going to marry them.
And
the
he
man
was
is probably
the
man is probably clapping cheeks with another chick right now. So this is not about a random innocent bystander or a random person walking home and gets ran over. These are literally two community boxes fighting.
Yeah, so it's all the man's fault, basically. If it wasn't for the man trying to act big, trying to play two girls at the same time, none of this would have happened. Why are we putting
It has
the
nothing
blame
to
on
do
the
with
man?
that. That is probably the worst take. So you're going to blame the man who did nothing.
What do you mean
He did nothing?
He got
He didn't. Was he fighting them?
situation.
Did the man put hands on these chicks?
He's the reason behind why
Did
they
the
were fighting in
man?
the
Did
first
the
place.
man put hands on any of them?
He might as well have.
No. Answer the question. Be honest. Did the man put hands on them?
Emotionally, yes, he did.
No, we're not talking about emotionally. Physically, did he put hands on them?
Not physically, no.
No, he didn't. Did he jump in the car?
He might as well have.
No. Did he though? Did he? Because from what I know, there's only one person that's behind bars now and one person that's in the grave, and it ain't a man.
Exactly, but it's his fault.
It's not his fault because these are two grown women. They're in their 30s, okay? How are you going to blame a man for what a bunch of community boxes do in their 30s? Are they not two, don't they have two brains?
The man's probably in his 40s with like 7 kids that he doesn't even look after.
So
like,
what? Clearly he's doing well if two women are fighting over him. Let's be real.
Well, he sounds like Community D to me.
Well, guess what? Community D is winning because he's alive and out of prison. Who's winning? Who really won?
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. We need to be advocating for...
Who really... No, we don't need to advocate for nothing.
Yeah, we need to advocate for women to do better and not go with these Community D men who don't know what they're doing, trying to play and put girls in between.
It has nothing to do with man. It has nothing to do with man. This is what you Fefails do. You still want to blame the man when it was a literal woman who attacked another woman, but you want to say it's the man's fault. Do you know how nuts that sounds? It's not the man's fault. It's not the man's fault.
Absolutely. So if a doctor diagnoses you with a failing kidney, right, you don't just look at the reason why you look at the reason why you have the failing kidney. So you have to look at the reason why.
But this is nothing to do with failing kidney. This is literally a man who didn't commit to anyone and is having a good time. Exactly. No one asked them to catch feelings. He didn't do nothing.
That's not
he
a man
literally
of
didn't
God.
do nothing.
He's not a man of God. If he was a man of God,
no one said he was. No one said he was a man of God.
But this is what I'm saying. We should be advocating for men to be men of God.
No, it has nothing to do with men. It has nothing to do with men. No, this has nothing to do with God. These are two community boxes who put themselves in this position. You want to tell me about God?
Yeah,
they chose to spread their legs open.
No,
they chose to spread their legs open. That's what they chose to do. They chose to spread their legs open and try and get a man with money. And clearly they're failing.
He who is without sin shall cast the first stone. You know, we shouldn't be judging these females off what they've done because, you know, Like at the end of the day, people mess up. I feel like we should put the blame on the man.
No, there's not. The man has nothing to do with it.
You're
That's the
sitting
truth.
here
Because
blaming women for
yes, I'm
being
going to
women.
blame the woman because the woman is the one that
And you
attacked
wait-
her,
and you weren't gonna call out
and
the
the
man?
victim is the one that put herself in that predicament.
Sorry, I don't think if she knew she was going to leave her house and end up being completely unalived, she would leave her house. She didn't
No,
put herself in that
I think
position,
she
and it
chose to
happened.
risk. She chose to risk her life because clearly, this man didn't value her that way. The man was just clapping cheeks. The man never married her.
So what you're telling me, she decided to get her hair done, put makeup on, to put herself. No, that's like saying anyone that leaves their house, you're putting yourself.
What
in a
I'm saying is
situation
what I'm
where
saying
you
is
could get hurt.
if you choose to put yourself in a certain environment with certain people, then you are choosing to sacrifice your safety. Yes, you
Well,
are.
nowhere safe then. Getting in
Yes.
the car isn't safe.
Yes,
Getting on
she
a
is.
train isn't safe. Getting on a plane isn't safe then. What?
No.
What are you on
It's not about that. Listen, do you really think this rapper is the safest man to be with? Do you think the people he hangs around, do you really think people who hangs around are law-abiding citizens, are stable people? No, she chose to be around that environment. They both did. And that's just
Right.
the reality.
And
I'm not
then-
going to blame the
so
man. The man
unfortunately-
has every red flag known to earth. You take a look at this man and you know damn well to stay far away from him. But they didn't choose that. They
Well,
chose to open their legs.
Unfortunately, they're victims to this society that's told
They're not
us
victims,
that these
no.
are. Yes, they are. Their minds have been poisoned and ruined, and
By
they
who?
believe by this lifestyle, and it's not just mutually exclusive to the BLK community.
We're not talking about just the BLK community though, because clearly we can see she's a YT failure. So this ain't just about the BLK community.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But these women are victims. They're not.
No, they're not victims. No, they're not victims. They
the
chose.
real villain here is the man.
No, they're not victims. Fefails are the ones who chose this reality. They are the ones who chose this. They chose to be liberated, and liberated got them straight to the streets, and one in prison and one nearly to the grave. They're not victims. This is the choice that they made. I don't know how we are still blaming a man when he didn't do anything.
Yeah, he was the reason behind why they ended up fighting.
No, he didn't. He didn't tell them to fight, though. He didn't tell them to fight. They chose to fight.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't do anything. He was just clapping cheeks.
Yeah, he's a POS.
What does that mean?
POS, like a piece of shite.
Oh, don't say that, please. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's why I was trying
Okay,
to
yeah.
use that acronym.
Yeah, thank you for that. So so what if he was a POS? They chose to lay down with that man. That's what, see, this is what I don't understand with you Fefails, is you want to blame the man for being who he is, but you won't blame the woman who chooses to lay down with a POS. That's backwards to me. They knew he was a POS. I can take a look at this man and know he is not serious. I don't need to speak to the guy. I don't need to hear his voice.
Yeah,
I took a look at the pitch and I realized, wow, well, he's right now clapping on the cheeks. I know that already. So how are you blaming the man for being who he is?
and I'll tell you why.
Rather than blaming the woman who chose to be with a man like that.
Yes, because a lot of women don't get brought up with great father figures in their lives. They don't know what a great example of a man is. They don't know, what to look for, what qualities to look for in a man. And unfortunately, they've become conditioned to the city girl lifestyle and think, well, this is what is good. This is what looks good. This is what everyone else is doing.
Who conditioned them? Who conditioned them? Who conditioned these Fefails
This society
to live this?
that we live in.
No, society didn't do that.
Absolutely.
Society, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Who did? Someone did, but it wasn't society.
Yeah, you look at magazines, you look at Instagram, you look at all of these social media platforms, you look at everything. The only thing that's glorified,
and who is pushing this? Who's pushing this lifestyle?
The media.
No. Who is it? What gender is it? Because it's not men telling Fefails to be baddies. It's not men telling them to get a BBL. Men are actually saying, be a wife, get a husband.
No, they're
Keep
not.
your legs closed. Yes, they are.
No. Sorry, a lot of men want 304s. Don't.
Yeah, for one night, not as a wife. That's the point. But when it comes to actually being respected as a woman, men have always made it clear you need to act like a woman with standards. or you're going to get disrespected on a daily. And these Fefails chose that lifestyle. They chose to degrade themselves. And somehow you expect a man to respect you.
These were innocent women who were conditioned to be in the society. They deserve justice. I feel like I want to start a petition to find out the identity of this man. And yeah, like get him to take some accountability, maybe pay some court
No,
fees.
it has nothing to do with the man. You're absolutely nuts to say that. And that's why I say it's only going to get worse because of Fefails like you. More of these Fefails are just going to be unalived. And they are going to do the dirty work themselves. This is only going to happen more because of Fefails like you. Instead, you rather blame the man for who he is than telling. No. You don't speak for women.
Yeah,
because the reality,
well.
no, you don't. Because you won't say no. Don't speak for me. I don't need you to speak for me. You speak for the community boxes that you're a part of. Because clearly, you rather enable that behavior than actually call it out for what it is.
If a woman wants to be a 304, I'm going to cheer her on to be the best 304 she can be. Like what?
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. You enable this behavior. You see?
You better get first place in 304s if I'm on your side.
You see? But you see what I'm saying? You enable this behavior. You see? This is how the victim and attacker became in this reality because they tried to be the best 304. They got the BBLs. They got the lifestyle. They got paid for their nyash. They were being the best 304 until one is now in prison and one is literally on the grave. They took your advice and look at them now. Look at them now.
Yeah, but look, I don't know why you're bragging about it. Like at the end of the day, it's not anything to brag about. Like they were unfortunate circumstances, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of women within that society that are doing well for themselves. And like I said, like I'm a voice of all women, and yeah, it's what it is.
But they're not doing well for themselves. None of these Fefails are doing well for themselves.
Not them specifically, but you know, like I said. You know, there's a lot of them that are like seeing the light, getting closer to God, and that's all that matters. And
no, they're not seeing the light. They're not seeing the light. They just realized they failed. They didn't see the light. They saw the wall. That's what it is. They were hitting the wall and they're not getting a man that they want. That's what they saw, but they didn't see no light. They saw no more quality men that want to clap their cheeks and pay their nyash.
Yeah, but what's wrong with using men for money?
What do you mean, what's wrong for using men for money?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't understand. Like,
it's
that
completely degenerate.
Men are meant to be providers. Like, that's actually an old school mindset.
That's like, not old school mind. That's not old school mindset.
Like it goes back to the hunter-gatherer.
It's not. You're saying so you're basically trying to normalize selling your coochie.
No, I didn't say selling your coochie.
But that's what you said. Like, using men for money. What do you think? What do you think using men for money actually is?
Well, it depends it depends how good you are at the game. Like, not everyone has to give up coochie to get money. So it just depends on how good you are at the game.
You're still selling yourself for money.
Not really.
So you advocate for Fefails to sell themselves for money.
I advocate for all women and whatever it is that they want to do, whether one wants to be a call girl, whether one wants to be a doctor. Like, I'm gonna stand beside them.
Yeah, you keep doing that, and this is why I say they deserve. This is why I say they deserve for what happened. It's not wild because this is what you Fefails enable. This is
you're going to hell.
This is what you Fefails created. This is what you created. This is what the rest of you Fefails do, and somehow I'm supposed to feel sorry for that.
Yeah, like, what, do you not have a heart? I don't get it.
No, I don't have a heart for degeneracy.
You're going to hell, you.
I don't care.
Like, you don't care about the afterlife?
I care about being consistent.
You should ask
yourself that. You are normalizing.
The
You're
pale. Let's see where
normalizing.
consistency gets you.
Listen, it doesn't. You
I'm
can feel however
appreciating God's
you
word.
feel.
That those are God's creations. I'm appreciating
You're
them.
not appreciating God's words.
Yes,
If
I
you're
am.
telling that doesn't even make any sense. You are literally
How does it not?
you're advocating for women to sell themselves, and then you want to say God in the same sentence?
Absolutely. I'm all like those are God's
Are you
creations. I'm gonna love
backwards?
them.
Are you sober?
I'm absolutely sober. I actually
You clearly you don't think like you are.
Why? Because I have a different point of view. You're the one who's saying that
because nothing that you say, because everything that you
say
say contradicts with everything you're saying. At one
everything
minute you're saying
contradicts with humanity.
How is what I'm saying contradicts with humanity? How?
Because you're saying that two people who had something tragic happen to them deserved it. Like, what are you, the Antichrist?
Because they put themselves in that predicament. That's why they chose to be a part of the underbelly of society. They chose to be around certain people for money and did whatever they could to be around that. So what do you actually expect the outcome is going to be? What, happy life? That's not always going to be the outcome. They're fighting over a man.
Unfortunately, in life, there's things that are eye-opening. Maybe this needed to happen to them in order to understand that, they need to do better, get closer to God, etc. But you sitting
this
there
has nothing to do with God.
To them,
because that's called life.
That's
called life. That's called life. It's called life. For example, if you choose to sell your body, if you choose to be around criminals, if you choose to be around people in the underbelly, and you don't care about how it's affecting your society, you don't care how it's affecting your community, you don't care about the influence you have, then no, I do believe you deserve it. I'm sorry, because that's what these Fefails do. Okay, they are the ones. You talk about people conditioning, but these are the Fefails who are on social media and pushing this image. They're the ones who are doing it.
This isn't new. Like literally, like what is selling your body and stuff. It's one of the oldest occupations in the world. It even goes back to biblical times. Like, how do you know they weren't single mothers that needed to put food on the table? Like, who are you to judge them how they make money?
That's even worse. That's even worse if she's a single mom. She's lazy. She don't care about the pitney. She only cares about men and taking D.
What if they could only support their lifestyle with doing what they done?
No. You live in the UK. That's absurd. We don't live in a third world country. Get out of here. No. That is the worst excuse. We live in 2026 in the UK. Okay, you can literally get a free house and get free money. Here? You can still get free house and free money in the UK. That's not an excuse.
See?
Thank you,
What are you advocating for now? You're advocating for people to live off the state. At least they're out there making money. What's wrong with you? Why are you advocating for people to live off the...
Why can't you get a basic normal job?
If they want to be
lazy. It's lazy.
What it doesn't matter.
So
they're not living off the government, are they?
If you choose to be a part, if the only way, then you choose. Then listen. The reality is,
you can't have it both ways.
If you can, because you can make better choices for yourself. And what you have is these Fefails choose to make the worst choices for themselves. And I'm not going to feel sorry for them. No, I'm not. I'm not going to feel sorry for the attacker. I'm not going to feel sorry for the victim.
But how are you going to call them degenerate?
Because they are both the problem in society right now. These two Fefails and anyone that enables this behavior is the problem.
No, they see, to me, they're self-employed. They're self-employed. They're making their own money. They're their own bosses. They're working their own schedules. Like, they're not a burden to society. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't get it.
They are a burden to society. That's why I say you contradict yourself. Because at one minute you say, well, people are conditioning them, but no one's conditioning them. These are the Fefails who are pushing this on social media, okay? These Fefails have masses of following. They have so many different women who follow this behavior. They are the ones who are poisoning society.
Why? By encouraging more women to be self-employed and look after themselves, and they're encouraging
Fefails to sell coochie.
No, they're promoting entrepreneurship. They're promoting entrepreneurship.
That's not entrepreneurship. Remember you said it's one of the oldest thing in history.
Yeah,
that's not entrepreneurship.
In history, yeah.
It's not entrepreneurship. It's selling nyash. What are you talking about? That's not entrepreneurship. That's selling yash.
But who are you to judge? Like
I'm
how
a
they make
human
their money? They're
being.
still entrepreneurs.
I'm a human. No, that's not entrepreneur. That's someone selling yash. It doesn't take intelligence to sell yash.
Yeah, but what if they have people working under them? Then that would make them an employer.
No, it wouldn't. It would just make them maybe a PAMP. No, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no, they would literally be like the CEO.
No, they wouldn't be a CEO.
Yes, they would. Like if
They would
had
just
girls
be
working under them.
They would just be full-time community boxers who sell nyash. That's what they would be.
When's the last time you went to church?
Yeah, that's none of your business.
Because I just feel like you're not close to God. Like the judgment and the tone and everything.
I'm not close to God because I'm shaming community boxers. So here you are. So here you are saying that entrepreneurship.
He who is without sin shall cast the first stone.
I don't care. You are a hypocrite.
No
wonder you Fefails are unaliving.
Look,
let's be honest. I'm not shocked. Look,
I stand for all women.
Look at the Fefail who enables this behavior, and you wonder why they're unaliving. Take a look. Take a look at these Fefails who enable this behavior. I'm not surprised that more and more of you are being offed in society.
See,
because this is mental.
That just sounds really hateful. Like,
no, it's not. It's reality. Yeah. It's reality. This is reality.
But I just feel like, look, these women, self-employed entrepreneurs out there doing their thing, rinsing these men, taking everything they can. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't understand.
How is that true if they're actually being unalived?
Well, look, this is a tragic case. Instead of sitting there calling them 304s, maybe you could be saying, look,
this is actually happening more and more. This is actually becoming more and more common. A lot of these Fefails are being unalived. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
they're not living their best life.
Okay, but we understand that there's a femicide going on in the UK. It's not just down to people that live certain lifestyles. It happens through DV. It happens through.
We're talking about this though. We're talking about this. But what? We're talking about this though.
Okay, so is one unaliving more important than the other? The end result. One
could literally be avoided. All of this that happened could have been avoided.
Okay, if someone didn't get into a car today, they wouldn't have had a car crash.
They chose not to.
Okay, if someone
that wasn't a car crash. That wasn't a car crash. That was not a car crash. That was an attempted murder.
Yes, it was a car crash.
No,
it was
wasn't.
A car crash.
She ran her over.
She was under the influence.
That's not a car crash. She literally got into the car and ran her over. What are you talking about? Why are you lying?
Yes, because she was under the influence.
It wasn't a car crash.
Have you read the article?
Hold on, it doesn't. No. Hold on. It wasn't a car crash if she intentionally chose to get in the car and run the chick over. That's not a car crash.
No, she was trying to flee the scene.
No, she wasn't. That's a damn lie.
I could tell from the look on her face.
That's a damn lie.
I could tell from the look on her face.
That's a damn lie. That's a damn
lie. Yes,
I
could tell from the look on her face.
Why are you lying? So now you're going to defend the attacker. So now you are going to defend the attacker.
I stand for all women. It doesn't matter.
So you don't matter who's actually right and wrong in this.
No, because they're women and they're right. It's all the man's fault anyway. Like I thought we already came to that.
You're actually a nutcase.
How am I the nutcase? You're the one that doesn't even know God. You don't know God.
You don't want to actually hold.
You even went to church.
Hold on. You don't want to hold the attacker accountable for literally trying to unalive another woman.
I am holding the attacker accountable. That's why I'm cursing at the man.
So hold on, Bambi.
That's why I'm cursing at the man.
Hold on, Bambi. So if another woman tries to unalive another woman, you're not going to hold her accountable.
No, but we need to look at the root cause, which is the man. That's why I'm cursing the man.
Answer my question. Are you not going to hold another woman accountable for trying to unalive another woman?
Women don't do anything wrong. It's never the woman's fault. It's always the men's fault. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
You're just trolling at this point. You're actually just trolling.
I'm not trolling. I'm being dead ass.
So you will never hold another woman accountable for trying to hurt another woman.
Women are innocent.
That's not my question. Would you ever hold another woman accountable for hurting another woman?
I have to think about that one. I'll get back to you.
And this is why I say that
us women need to stand together.
This is why I said. This is exactly why I said they deserved for what happened.
No, see, you just don't know God. That's your problem.
No, it has nothing. It has. Listen, I don't want to.
Because no God-fearing person
Bambi,
will talk like that.
Bambi. I don't want to hear you talk about God anymore. Okay, I don't talk about God with community boxes. Okay, if you want to talk about God,
I'm not a community box. So shut your mouth.
If you want to talk about God, go do that somewhere else. But on my life, I don't talk about God, because the last person I want to hear talk about God is someone that takes got 3,000 for a living. I ain't doing that.
Actually, I'm happily taken.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Why do you sound mad? Why do you sound jealous? It's not my fault you're single.
I'm jealous
it's not
of
my
you.
Fault you're single.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my fault you're single.
Okay, believe that. I don't care. Yeah. I'm not buying that. You do whatever you want to do. The reality is I don't talk about God. Okay? Because none of you Fefails know anything about God. So let's stick to the topic. Let's stick to the topic. I don't want to hear about God.
All right, fine. We won't listen.
The victim chose to put herself in that environment, and the attacker is just as pathetic as the victim.
But the most pathetic is the man.
No, he's not, because he is alive and living his best life. If anything, he's actually the smartest.
How do you know he's not ridden with guilt, crying at the moment?
No, why would he be ridden with guilt? He got away scot-free from 2 crazy chicks. Any man would be celebrating. God. These 2 Fefails are not even sane. Look at them. They're not. Nothing is real on their body. They do anything for
their
for
heart
money.
is real.
They do anything
their heart
for
is
D.
real, though. But they got real hearts, though.
No one cares about their heart, because they didn't care. Why should people care about their heart if they didn't even care?
I feel like that's a hasty judgment to make.
It's not. They didn't care. When they got their BBLs, did they care about their hearts then?
How do you know they're just not naturally thick?
No, they got BBLs. There's no way you are going to look you're going to look odd shaped like that. That's not a healthy body.
I don't know,
people who are actually curvaceous actually look normal. That is not a normal aesthetic. It's not a normal body. So when they chose to have all that surgery on their face, on their bodies,
yeah, but that's
they didn't care about their heart. They didn't care about their heart.
Yeah, of course they did. That's what their heart
I?
was telling them. Their heart was telling them that they wanted a BBL. They obviously followed their heart.
So then they chose to put their life at risk. So yeah, I don't care about their heart either. You don't, so why should I?
You don't have a heart. I've already realized that. I just come to the conclusion that your heart's not working properly.
Yeah, that's fine. It kept me alive. Look at her.
Oh my God. Either Villa, oh my God, you do need God, for real.
I told you don't speak about God, because none of you Fefails know about God. You advocate for community bots getting their cheeks clapped.
No,
and you want to talk about God. Please stop insulting people's intelligence. Let's stop that. Stop insulting people's intelligence and stop speaking about God. Because at this point, you're just insulting people.
I actually advocate for all women, including you. I told you, I'm your voice as well.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You are the voice of every community box. That's what you are.
But
you actually don't want the best for women.
I do want the best for women. I want them to be the best at whatever they want to be, whether that's a 304, or whether that's a doctor, whether that's a nurse, whatever it is. Be the best that you can be. I'm also your voice as well. You should be thanking me.
No, it has nothing to do with me. What it is that you Fefails just enjoy degeneracy. That's all that it is.
Have you ever heard of the Cyndi Lauper song, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun?
No.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with girls just wanting to have fun?
Then do that. They're clearly they were doing it, and look where they ended up. Then go and have fun. Go and get your cheeks clapped. But when things go wrong, don't go blame a man. Don't go blame anyone. Just like you said, Bambi, girls just want to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Go and have fun, but don't blame anyone when the fun is no longer fun.
Yeah. Well, just like but wait, were you blaming R. Kelly when he was saying ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind? Was you calling him a 304? No, you wasn't. Now you want to sit there and be talking about,
No one's talking about R. Kelly, okay?
Yeah, but you're missing the point.
No, you're missing the point. You're talking about a man that was literally with underage girls. You're way off topic now. We'll talk. These two Fefails are are in their 30s. We are not talking about people who are with underage girls. So please stay on topic.
Yeah, they probably got influenced by R.
At least
Kelly's
use an
music.
example. At least use an example that's consistent. You're talking about R. Kelly. Like, what are you on?
Yeah, but R. Kelly does have some bangers, low key.
I don't want to talk about R. Kelly.
Because I don't know. Some people don't listen to him.
Okay, if you want to talk about R. Kelly, then you can do that somewhere else.
All right, well, I was just going to say, that let's not, like, cancel him, because he does have some good music.
Then don't cancel him. That's on you. You do whatever you want to do with that. But the reality is, this is what you Fefails advocate. You advocate for this degeneracy. This is what you Fefails created. This is actually a reflection of what you guys are like right now.
Well, I personally would not like to take responsibility for this. It had nothing to do with me. I was minding my black business, doing my own thing. Today, I had no parts of this. I was literally in bed sleeping when this happened. So please don't put that burden on me.
The burden is on you because you enable this behavior. You don't want to hold them accountable. You say that women should be able to do whatever they want and be the best BO4. You say that, hey, be entrepreneurship, live your best life. You enable this behavior.
Yeah, but no, but they. But
so you are just as bad. You are just as bad as the attacker and the victim. You're not different.
First of all, don't label me with that, because actually I'm a really nice person. I give to charity. I help elderly women cross the road. Like, you don't know what I do in my private time. So
you enable this behavior. So you are just as bad as them. It's just that simple.
I absolutely rebuke that statement, and I won't be taking accountability for it. Thank you.
No, of course you won't. Just like none of you Fefails will. That's why I say it's only going to happen more, because you Fefails don't actually want to look at the bigger issue. It's not just the attacker. It's not just the victim. It's this whole lifestyle that you Fefails promote and push.
What? Being a baddie? What's wrong with being a baddie?
What do you mean, what's wrong with being a baddie? What don't you understand about that?
You look good, smell good, go on holidays, got everything, get your bills paid. What's
being a baddie is centered around being promiscuous. But obviously, I know you don't care about how much men Fefails sleep with. I know you don't care about how many times. I know you say sexually, please.
Sexually liberated. Let them be sexually liberated. Only people that don't get enough D in their lives are focused on what other people get.
Do you know, for women it's so easy to get D? So I don't know how you're saying that like it's anything special. Like,
well, I don't know.
Women hold the keys.
Really
women hold the keys to smecks. That's nothing. What are you talking about?
Why do you sound so frustrated?
It's not about me sounding frustrated. Is what I'm pointing out is your mindset is degenerate. And you asked me a simple question: what's wrong with being a baddie? I'm saying it's centered around promiscuity. And then your response is, well, the only people that complain about it are the ones that don't get D. Did you not know that women hold the keys to smecks? For a woman, smecks is the easiest thing she could get. So what are you talking about?
Well, it is what it is, isn't it? I feel like you're a bit of a lost cause. I feel like I'm trying to enlighten you and give you some gifts and wisdom, and you're just really hard to
all you just did is promote having smecks as if that is a challenge for women to do.
Well, W having
it's the easiest thing women could do, and somehow you think that's a win?
Well, no, it depends on how
low is your standard?
It's actually not easy to do it. It's actually not easy to do it if you do it well. So that's where you go wrong. It's easy.
It's easy to get it.
Well, it's not easy. Okay, well, it depends what your standards are.
It's not about standards. It's women hold the keys to smecks. Having multiple men clap your cheeks has nothing to do with standards, because clearly they don't have any.
Well, first of all, you would have to have cheeks to clap, because some girls don't have cheeks. Pick Misha in the comments, she doesn't have cheeks to clap anyway. So, don't assume that all women have cheeks there in the first place.
Well, biologically, everyone does.
Well,
have
no. If you
a
see the
bar.
state of
So I don't know what you're talking
if you
about.
see the state of Picnisha, honestly, there's nothing there at all. But yeah, like I feel like you're fighting this so hard, and I just don't know why.
Fighting
Like
what?
I feel like you want to be a baddie. Like I can
Oh
give you some
no,
tips.
no, God forbid. That is a
I can
nightmare
send
to
you
me.
some
No.
boutiques. Yeah,
No, 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 no.
I can send you some
See,
hair
do you know what?
vendors.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what being a baddie actually results in? Being a single mom, having STD, being unhappy, never being married, have men disrespect
Yeah,
you,
because
degrade you,
you sound really happy,
dehumanize
don't
you,
you?
or even some other people unalive you. Yeah, no, being a baddie is not even a worthy investment because every stat goes against that reality. Only bird brains really think it's actually wise to be one.
Well,
It's actually probably the
cuckoo,
dumbest thing
like
to do.
cuckoo, like I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the way forward. Everyone's doing it. Get on the train before it departs. Like yalla, what are we doing
Yeah,
here?
it doesn't matter. The train can depart because clearly it's not keeping any of you Fefails alive. It's not getting you married. You're spreading diseases and you're either becoming single moms.
Look, well,
So,
first of all,
so you Fefails can keep that reality happily.
look. I'm just saying. I'm offering you a free ticket. Just jump on board. I don't get it. It's like going to Hogwarts. It's just like this amazing thing that you could be like doing. I just don't know why you're fighting it so badly. I feel like you'd look good in that white dress. And yeah, I'd be the one in the green, and yeah, we can go Soho, get our drinks for
Yeah, no,
paid for all
no.
night. Yeah, like what's wrong with that?
What you Fefails need to do is just do that and let everyone watch you fail. Go and enjoy being a failure because that's what you Fefails are good at doing.
Wow.
And this
What
and
baddie
it's
hurt you?
interesting
What
and it's
female hurt
interesting that
you?
you'll say that, right? It's interesting that you'll say that because the reality is you'll be the same person saying society conditions us to be like this, and here you are promoting it.
Yeah, well then blame society. Don't blame me.
But you are the same person here promoting it.
Yeah, because I'm a talk my ish.
So then you are also the problem in society. You can't say society is conditioning it when you are also promoting it yourself.
Yeah, but this goes back to my point about God. God blessed me with a mouth and a voice.
No, I don't want to hear about God. I don't want to hear about God. Not from you.
Wow, you sound like
You
an
are just a
antichrist right
problem.
now. How am I the problem? I've helped loads
Because
of
one
females.
minute could you contradict yourself over and over again. You talk about conditioning, but you are also promoting it at the same time.
Well, I'm just listening to the voices in my head.
Okay, then you do that.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Then you do that because that's what you Fefails are good at doing.
Yeah, like, isn't that what we all do?
No, not everyone thinks like a degenerate like you.
Yeah,
No.
it's what it is.
Majority of you Fefails think like this. Yeah, majority of you Fefails think like this. But not everyone.
And you're one of the lucky ones, I'm assuming?
It's nothing to do with me.
Deflection.
Yeah, you would call it deflection. Of course you would.
It is deflection. You don't
Because
want to
you
look
find it-
at
you
yourself,
find it-
so therefore you look at everyone else.
If you want to
you.
if you want to add me, you can add me. I don't care. The reality is you Fefails are failing in society and fighting each other over men. You Fefails get BBLs over men. You Fefails wear makeup for men. You Fefails wear skimpy clothes for men. You do everything for attention. And it literally gets you nowhere other than failure.
But I love attention. Everyone loves attention. Even you like attention. That's why you're on TikTok Live. Like, everyone likes a bit of attention. Ain't nothing wrong with attention. Like, yeah. What's wrong with attention?
Yeah, I get it. You are a community box. So of course you won't see what's wrong with a certain type of attention.
Well, look, I'll get any attention. I don't care. Good, bad attention, slow attention, low attention. Like, wherever there's attention, I'm there. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. You're always there in the streets.
Why you sound so angry? Like, chill out.
I'm not angry. I
Yeah,
said
you
I just know
sound.
exactly what you mean.
I don't know. You just sound.
You are a
pent up.
full-time employee in the streets. I get that.
I'm my own boss. I'm an entrepreneur.
I know. Yeah, you definitely are your own box.
I be running these streets day and
Yes,
night.
you definitely run the streets with your box.
Yeah, well, my box leads from the front, actually.
Yeah, you keep doing that. You keep selling your nyash, because that is as high as you ever get in life.
Damn. Yeah, I feel like you are very sexually frustrated. Like
Okay,
I
and
think
and I feel like you just belong in the streets. So I'm gonna put you back where you belong. Because clearly, you Fefails, this is the highest you will ever get in life. This is as high as these Fefails will ever get in life. That's why you have these two influencers fighting over a man. Should I? This is why you have these two Fefails fighting over a man. And I don't understand why you guys want to act like you feel sorry for them. Why do you want to act like you even care? Was you not under the comments saying, yes, baddy, go girl, you look good? Now you want to act like you actually care? But give it a week from now, all of you Fefails are going to just be doing exactly what they did. Give it a week from now, you're going to be dressing like them, looking like them, talking like them, going for the same men like them. Stop acting like you're above the program. Thank you, Eric Jordan, sent $2 Selling Nyash and being on Gov Assist shows you're failing. Facts on facts. Thank you once again, Eric Jordan. Always want to blame Ninja just like folk blame Trump. Yeah, they love blaming men for their failures. That's what they do. Because they don't want to be blamed for their own failures. Just like these two influencers, I blame them. No one asked you to be selling nyash. Fefail, you already lost. You need to quit making excuses. Facts, Eric Jordan. Thank you. Enlightenment BS, Fefail only good at delusional bish. Thank you, Eric Jordan. I appreciate the support. Eric Jordan sent $2 Fefail, you only qualified for stroking RUOGTD for free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. So when I hear these Fefails, and it's interesting, they will blame the man and they will say and you know what the most degenerate thing that I'm hearing Fefails say right now about this whole entire story is that the man? Is that the man? So if he was good looking, it would be worth it? I'm trying to understand what the message is. So if he's good looking, if he is aesthetically pleasing, would it have been worth it? I don't get these Fefails. They're all mocking the guy because he doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. And that's how I know the standard is so low for these Fefails. Because really, in reality, if he looked a certain way and if he had a certain aesthetic, then it would be worth it. That's why I say all of you Fefails are the same. You're all chasing the same kind of guy. And let's be real. A lot of the men that clapped these Fefails cheeks look like that guy. Do you really think they're all going? Do you really believe they're getting all of these aesthetically pleasing men in their roster? That's not happening. Why do you think they were fighting? The fact that these Fefails don't actually want to take a look at this is what you created. This is the aesthetic that you Fefails push. This is what you Fefails enjoy. You enjoy being baddies. You enjoy chasing men. You enjoy being promiscuous online. This is what you do. This is what you Fefails do. And the worst part is, they will always blame society. They will always blame everybody else except for themselves. Who pushes this aesthetic the most? Who is actually the ones saying, get a big nyash, get big lips, go to the gym to get big nyash, put on the weave, put on the makeup, put on all of these fake accessories, fake cosmetics? Who is actually pushing this agenda? Because it's not men. It is not men. Men have always made it clear that this is only good for one thing and one thing only. Men have always made it clear they're not going to wife you if you act a certain way and look a certain way. So how come you Fefails still like to push this image? How come you Fefails still like to promote this lifestyle if you know damn well it actually is not going to get you respected or even treated like a human being? So it's not men's fault. Men have nothing to do with this. I don't know why Fefails always keep blaming men. The reason why they will blame a man is because they can't get the man that they want. And they do everything and anything for a man that they want. That's why you have Riel running over Klaudia for the man that she wanted. I mean, a lot of these Fefails will admit you're all competing for the same guy. You are all competing for the same guy. And that guy is just running through you. He's running through one bop after another bop. And somehow you expect people to feel sorry for you? You expect people to actually care about it? Make that make sense. A lot of these Fefails a week ago were under their comments saying, hey, we love the aesthetic, we love the look. Now you're under the comments shaming her. Was you not just pushing this? Was you not just saying this is how you live your best life? This is what it looks like to be a baddie? Is this not what you Fefails wanted? It's okay when it's bad until it gets worse. It's okay when it's bad until it gets worse. Thank you, Eric Jordan. Sent $2 Fighting over bro means bro got opinion. Bro winning. That's exactly what I said. Facts on facts. The only person that's actually winning is that man. Is that man. Because if you got a bunch of 30-year-olds fighting over you, then who's actually winning? And I mean, I know why they are fighting over him. And age has a big part to play with it. Because these Fefails definitely know the wall is coming. They're in their 30s. They have no more prospects in their DMs. That was as good as it was going to get. Thank you, Eric Jordan. Sent $2. Are these Fefails with BBL getting married? Answer is no. No, they are not. No, they're not. They are not made for marriage. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Ron. They are not made for marriage and never will be. That's why they were fighting. See, a lot of this anger comes from somewhere. See, the reason why you have a lot of these Fefails angry is because they do invest a lot of their time trying to get this guy that they want. They invest a lot of their money to try and get the guy that they want. They do everything they can to get the guy that they want. And it's not always centered around money, because a lot of these females are not getting guys with money. They just want what they want. But in this case, it definitely was about money. It definitely was about a guy who had money, who had a certain lifestyle. And now they're in their 30s, pushing hard 40, and ain't going to look the way they used to look, ain't going to be the it girl that they used to be. Yeah, they were fighting for the prospect that they had, because the reality is that's the only man that probably was interested in them that was an affluent man. It's not easy coming across a very small percentage of society. That doesn't just happen. And he has to be interested as well. See, a lot of these females talk about it's easy to replace a man, but in reality, there are so many that don't even get that. So when these females got that man, yeah, they were going to do everything in their power to try and keep that man. Because when is the next man with money going to approach them? When is the next man with money going to want to actually invest in them? When I say invest, I mean just spend on their nyash. I don't know why these females act like they're surprised. I don't know why you all act surprised. It is hard for me to feel sorry about this tragic moment. I'll be very honest with you. It's hard for me to actually think, oh, this is actually a life-changing event. We can all learn something from this. No. This has been something that's been brewing in society for a very long time. More and more of these type of influencers are coming out the woodworks. More and more of these type of influencers are actually meeting their own demise. They're actually beginning to see where their choices led them. For a very long time, people have always warned women to make wise choices. Have always warned women to make sure that they don't sell themselves, that they don't choose to be a part of this whole baddie aesthetic, because the outcome is not going to be what you think is going to be. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how much money you look like you have, the outcome is also going to be the worst outcome that you probably are going to have. So it's hard to really have any emotions toward this story, because it's drenched in degeneracy. It is soaking in degeneracy. Everything about these females is complete and utter failure. This whole entire argument is based around failure. One of them is a single mom, allegedly. There's a pitney in her TikTok. I don't see no father, but I see the pitney. One of them is an escort. But they want to talk about humanity. They want to talk about having a heart. But are these not the same females who are destroying younger women and ruining everything about your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, what's a real body look like, what's a real face look like? Are these not the same females that push this? But they are not going to say anything about that, because they love to enable this behavior. Okay? These are their idols. These are the people that they idolize. These are the people that they try to be like. When a female wants to grow up, she wants to be like them. She wants to look like them. She wants to live like them. They look up to this lifestyle. It may be a hot topic now, but they're going to get right back to being what they do best. They're going to find another baddie to follow. They're going to find another escort to follow and be like. They're going to find somebody else that fits this image for them and get back to following them. Get back to trying to look like them. So when I say this isn't life-changing, this is not a phenomenon, no, it's nothing. This doesn't change how these Fefails think, and it never will. Because they enjoy indulging in degeneracy. This is their home. This is their reality. Thank you, China. So when I hear Fefails complain about this, talk about this, and act as if they care about this, to me, they're just saving face. They're just saving face. That's all you can do at this point. Is try to protect an image that clearly is destroying you. That clearly has no benefits to it. The only benefit it has is making it look like you're living a luxurious lifestyle. That's the only benefit they get. The only benefit they get is looking a certain way and money. And to be honest, how many of these Fefails are even making money? A lot of you are broke. A lot of these Fefails are getting broke just to look a certain type of way. Why do you think they were fighting so much? It's also about lifestyle. It's also about who's going to fund their lifestyle. A lot of these Fefails are angry because this is as far as they would ever get to in life. They was never going to get anywhere higher than this. They were never going to get any higher than their nyash. They were no longer going to get anywhere higher than their nyash. See, a lot of these Fefails think they can be able to succeed and get the man that they want as long as they look the part, as long as they have enough experience, as long as they can do certain things and be a certain way. That's how a lot of these Fefails think. That's how a lot of them function. Until you realize this is as good as it gets. You will forever be a placeholder. You'll forever be a side chick, a video vixen. Just the background of another man's asset, another man's money, because a lot of times it's men who are funding this, not even you. It's the man who funds your lifestyle. It's the man who you're really chasing. A lot of these influencers, men are the ones paying this lifestyle. Men are the ones funding this lifestyle. It's not your business. It's not what you're selling. It has nothing to do with that. It is the man that you are laying in bed with who is paying your check night after night. So when I see this attacker running over the victim, dare I say, was she losing the bag? Was she losing her money, which is the man? Because we already know it has nothing to do with love. I mean, love doesn't exist in their realm. These type of Fefails don't know how to love. They don't love. So there's no point talking about love and feelings because it doesn't exist. So this was all about influence, all about lifestyle and money. So she was really fighting for the bag, which is the man. The man that's funding a lifestyle. The man that's funding a certain way of living. When you're in your 30s and you have nothing else going for you other than a man funding it, you are going to go you are going to go spiral. You're going to crash out. Because you dedicate a lot of your time promoting this, and now you're about to lose it. Thank you, Crook, sent $10. Appreciate you, Princess, and I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This whole entire situation about the influencer, and if those that haven't seen it, it's literally a video of her fighting. They're both fighting each other. Riel gets into the car and literally runs over the other woman. And now she's in critical condition. Allegedly, she's passed away. Allegedly. That's what they're saying. They're saying she's passed away. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that you have two influencers fighting over a man. I'm not surprised you have two influencers fighting over a man, because this is what men have been saying for a long time, that you Fefails are competing for all the same man. You're all competing for the same man. And it will get to a point where it's going to get a bit dark. Let's be honest. Because there's not enough of these men for you Fefails to have. There's not enough of these men who are going to marry you. Definitely marry. There's definitely not enough men in general that are going to want to marry a community box. But then when it comes to the type of man that you want, no, that percentage even shrinks and becomes such a minority that you Fefails are beginning to spiral out of control just to get a certain kind of guy's attention. They're all fighting for the same guy. That's all these Fefails are doing in their whole entire lifespan. They are trying to chase this one kind of guy. That's why a lot of them are single. A lot of reasons why Fefails are single today is because you are all the ones chasing for the men, not the other way around. Now, we know men are natural hunters, but today, you all are just chasing this one kind of guy. And why should any man put any effort in that? Why should this rapper put any effort in that? When they clearly have so many options that are all doing the same thing, all look the same, act the same. This is what you Fefails have chosen for yourself. And because they are not getting the result that they want to get, it leads to violence. It leads to crashing out. It leads to anger. It leads to choosing the worst type of man, choosing the worst type of environment, choosing the worst type of environment. Because essentially, that's all you kind of got. That's all you've actually done in your life, is chase a certain reality, is chase a certain type of man. So when I say more of this is going to happen, of course it's going to happen, because do you really think these Fefails are going to say, you know what, we're average and we're going to stick by an average man and actually not pursue this type of lifestyle and this type of state. No, they're not going to do that. That's never going to happen. So really what you're going to get is more angry Fefails who are angry not only at men, but at each other as well. You're going to get more snaky Fefails. They're going to get more snakier. They're going to be doing more to get the man that they want. They're going to throw out every type of moral outside the window. You need to understand there's only going to be more Fefails in the world. It's not going to stop. I know they want to act like, I know a lot of Fefails want to act like we choose the bear, we choose the bear. That's a damn lie. They're not choosing no bear. If they really was, why were they fighting? Why are we seeing two chicks fighting over a man? Why are you not fighting over a bear? What happened to the bear? You should have been in the forest fighting for a bear, but you're fighting over a man. That's never going to stop. And to be honest, it's actually very natural. I mean, you are supposed to want to be with someone. But then now who you want is, how natural is that? That's just a choice. Now you have to look at, well, what type of man do they actually want? Now that's a whole different conversation. Thank you, Yemen. So it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse because there's going to be so many of you Fefails fighting each other and competing with each other. It's going to get really ugly. It's going to get so much worse. I don't think Fefails are even aware. Because you know what is interesting is, a lot of them believe they're innocent. A lot of Fefails believe, well, because we're women, we're nice and soft, and we have makeup, and we wear dresses and skirts. They all want to put this illusion like they are the softest, innocent women. They're not that. But they're trying very hard to keep up with that image. But we hear it all the time when they're bashing men, when they're angry with a man. That's only going to convert inwardly. It's only going to, at some point, is going to move away from men and move towards women. It's going to shift at some point. At some point, they're not going to be bashing men anymore. They're going to be bashing the sisterhood. They're going to be fighting the sisters. They're going to be crashing out towards the sisters. It's going to convert inwardly because at some point it's going to be evidently clear it's not men's fault. If you are all choosing to go for a certain kind of guy and he gets to live his best life because he doesn't have to commit to all of this nyash that's being thrown at him, who are you going to really be angry at this point? And when you have all of these other chicks competing for that man and doing anything, lying to you, manipulating you, going behind your back, being side chicks, placeholders, because that's how these Fefails act. They're ruthless. Yeah, Fefails are ruthless when it comes to a man that they want. But they won't say that. No, they will just keep that to themselves. Thank you, Derek. Fefails are ruthless for the man that they want. So this was bound to always come out. And it's only going to be more cases like this. Because at some point, they're going to blame other Fefails for taking the man that they wanted, for taking the bag that they wanted. And it's interesting because they will say, well, it's interesting, they will say, or ask, why fight over a man when there's so many men? Is there really so many men that you want? How many of the men that you want actually exist? Because that's the real question. Because a lot of them will ask, well, why can't you get another man? Ask the side chick, why is she choosing the married man? Is it that because this man, there's not enough of him? So yeah, there may be plenty of men, but the men that she wants, there's not enough. It's just that simple. So you can't just replace a man. And that's where a lot of these Fefails lie to each other and lie to themselves. They think they can just replace the one that they want. No, you can't. That's why you're fighting each other. That's why you're competing with each other, because you can't replace the guy that you want. You can't. But he can replace you. And she knows that. The attacker knows that. That's why she jumped in the car and ran her over. She knows she's replaceable. And the only person that's in her way was her. In that moment. So she did what she thought was the best thing to do. And was to deal with whoever was in her way. But that's the reality, is that a lot of them are going to realize they are replaceable. Who is going to replace you? Who is going to replace these Fefails? That's who they're going to start fighting. The woman that is going to replace you is who they're going to start fighting, is who they're going to start disliking. You already have a lot of these older aunties lying to the younger women for a reason. That's not a coincidence. Why do you think so many of these 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds lie to the younger women so much? They don't want to be replaced. They don't want to be replaced by younger, feminine women. So you do what you can. But what happens now when they push back? What happens now when they say, I don't care, I'm going to get him, I want him? No, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what the auntie says, I'm going to do what I want to do to get that man. Now what? Someone is going to push the envelope. Someone is going to push the envelope, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get more craftier. And to me, this is what Fefails have created. This is what they created. This is what they chose to be. This is who they chose to be. It's a reality that they all wanted. And somewhere in their mind, they thought they could actually get everything that they wanted. And that's where you hear feminism lie to them, because these Fefails thought they could get everything that they wanted. They thought that. They slowly started to realize, maybe I can't. So I get a BBL. So I get a lip filler. So I get this. So I get that. To the point that they realize you can't get what you want. You can't have it all. You can't be a community box and think you're going to get married to an affluent man. As if he even wants to marry. As if a rapper actually wants a wife. So they really believed that they could have it all. But this is what actually makes them angry. They can't. So when I see these stories and Rael and Klaudia, all I really see is a bunch of Fefails angry at their life, angry at the fact that they couldn't have it all. They couldn't have it all. And they did everything in their power to have it all. They got the BBLs, like I said, the clothes, the pictures, whatever they could. They sold their nyash to the highest bidder. They made sure they were experienced. They polished, they made sure they were every man's fantasy. So it goes further than just not being able to get the man that you want. It's failing in every aspect of your life. It's actually believing that you was going to be something more. Instead, you was reduced to just being nyash. You was reduced to just being nyash. And you actually believed you was going to be something more. That anger doesn't just happen from one day of being a community box. It doesn't just happen because this rapper just didn't want you. No, it's a lifetime of effort. You know, these are Fefails in their 30s. If they were really living their best life, they wouldn't be fighting. If they were really living their best life, they would not be fighting. So what that really shows you is there's a lot of underlining anger, emotions that are happening that a lot of them just mask. They're influencers. They can't show they're lonely. They can't show they're sad. They can't show that they're broke. They can't show it's a man funding their lifestyle. And if that man stops giving her attention, then she can't be able to live a certain life. She can't be able to afford a certain way. You know, a lot of these influencers have to always keep up this image, or they lose their followers. Because that's what a lot of other Fefails like. They want to see them winning. They want to see them live a luxury lifestyle. If you start being honest and open about failure, they're going to lose their audience. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see a bunch of failures. They don't want to see a bunch of brokies. This is what they want to see. So they have to keep up that lifestyle to keep up their following. So a lot of the emotion behind that fight really stems from failure. When you fail to be a woman, when you fail to be feminine, and when you fail to live up to higher standards in life, this is really where it leads you to. Angry, bitter, and every sense of your womanhood is depleted. Doesn't exist anymore. And you are not going to get any man respecting you, any man seeing you or treating you like a human being. You're forever going to be degraded in a certain type of manner when it comes to the man that you want. The man that you want is never going to see you in a certain light. And even the small percent chance that you probably had is completely non-existent. So now a certain reality is no longer even at reach. A reality where you could have had something close to what you wanted no longer exists. And a lot of these Fefails, they feel that, especially in their 30s. They feel it and they know they're going to have to live with it. And the truth is, they do everything in their power to change that reality. That's why they talk about manifestation. We gotta manifest what you want. You got to feel what you want. You gotta write it down. You gotta affirm yourself, because it's a reality that they want to change, but there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. Community boxes don't get a happy ending. When it comes to a man that they want, the money that they want, a reality that they want, it's not going to be like that. So when you see these Fefails crashing out, spiraling, is because they are not coping with being a failure. Okay, so I'm going to quickly read out my super chats. The ones that I missed. Thank you, Eric Jordan. Then BBO is unaliving y'all, and the fives don't match. No, they never do match. BBL still can't keep a man, but can get stroke. Oh my goodness me. Thank you for the super chat. Eric Jordan sent $2 US. Always want to blame bro, but still let him hit RUO. It's interesting that they always do want to blame the man, even after you let him clap your cheeks. That to me is the most backwards mentality. Did you not let this man clap your cheeks? Did you not like this man? Was you not attracted to this man? The only reason why they're angry is because they couldn't get what they wanted from this man. You can't blame him. Blame yourself. Eric Jordan, once again, thank you. Fefail, you need to stop defending delusion and sisterhood. They will forever defend the sisterhood, because the sisterhood is a reflection of themselves. The sisterhood is a reflection of their failure. That's really what it is. Thank you, Eric Jordan sent $2 US. No, Fefails are victim. They choose failure over a ninja. Yeah, no. I understand that the attacker did attack the victim, but at the end of the day, if you are in this type of environment, if you are not thinking about the worst, then it's your fault for being that slow. If you're choosing to sell nyash, get BBLs, cosmetic surgeries, be around rappers, be around affluent men, be around a certain circle that is peddling in the underbelly of society, how are you not expecting to be around other chicks who are probably nuts as well? Other chicks who are going to spiral, willing to do the worst to get what you want or get what you have, whatever it may be in a certain environment. Sometimes there's no rules. It's just that simple. You wouldn't walk in an alleyway at nighttime, so why would you put yourself in a certain environment and think you're going to be safe? But when it comes to what they want, they don't care. They sacrifice everything to get what they want. That's a Fefails mentality. So it's only bad when it gets worse. Well, I want to thank every single one of you for joining me. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to everyone that's joined me. And, I saw this topic and I wanted to talk about it. Thinking about doing a video about it. I'll see. So, yeah, I will be back live tomorrow. I want to thank every single one of you. So, yeah, thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Yemen. Thank you to everyone, and thank you to everyone on TikTok. Shout out to my moderator, Skinny Boy. I see you. Thank you. So, yeah, have a good day and have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow live at the same time. Bye.